So this is part two of evaluating Tesla's risk versus reward. And as I said yesterday, I'm looking for asymmetrical reward over risk. We're not just looking for even, we want a lot of reward for a little bit of risk. And so Tesla is the number one company that I put almost all of my investing money into. And here's why I want to go through that. So I said, let's start talking about risk and look at that. And I have the reward for Tesla, and my bear case has them at $2,500 by 2030. My bull case has them at $4,000 by 2030, which would be a 6x to 10x from where they are right now. They're at $372 as of today. So let's look at risk. And when you are evaluating a company, I say you always look at three things. You look at the leadership, you look at the products, and you look at the financials. Well, as far as leadership goes, there's with Elon Musk, there's a key man risk there. If Elon couldn't run the company or left the company or something happened to him. But I don't think that risk is that high just because I feel like he's set up a great culture. I think Tesla and SpaceX are number one, number two every single year of graduating college engineers or where they want to work. So they take over 1 million applications a year. So I think they have a really great structure in place. So even if Elon left, would it hurt the company? Yes, but I don't think it's a huge risk where the company would fall apart. As far as products, if the robotaxi didn't come out, if the robot didn't come out, but I've looked at these things and I've looked at the progress of these products, and you could look at maybe the decline in sales. They've gone from 1.8 million units to 1.7 to 1.6 million deliveries over the last couple of years. But that's very small. Last year they had a refresh of the Model Y and Model X, so that took some of the sales away. And Model Y was still the number one selling car for the last 3 years in a row. The numbers just came out from last year. So I don't think there's any problems there, and also energy and battery deployment. So very small risk. And then the financials, the biggest risk there is the P/E ratio is at 357. So that's high. So people could say, hey, the earnings. And if you don't believe that the earnings are going to increase, which is what my next couple of videos are going to be about, then that would be a big risk for you. But I don't think it's a big risk. When I look at their financials, they have $44 billion in cash and cash reserves. Just so you understand. So they have $4 billion in debt and they have $12 billion in operating expenses, which means that just with their cash reserves, they could pay off their debt and for 3.5 years just trash every single car that comes, every single product, and they would still be able to operate as a company just on their cash reserves. So these